You're being bullied, and I'm going to tell you why. You see, bullies are social conservatives playing a game of whack-a-mole with people that don't fit into their neat little boxes. So what do you do about it? So you're trying to fit in. You're pretending to be somebody that you aren't in order to fit in. And that is the problem. Because when you pretend to be somebody that you aren't, you're acting, you're playing a role. And although you may be somewhat good at it, you're not Oscar-winning good at it. And when you're not that good at it, you're not quite convincing. People see that you're playing a role, and it's almost as if you're trying to dupe them, trying to make them think you're somebody that you aren't. People don't like to feel duped, and yet that's what you're doing to them. You're trying to deceive, and that's the part. That's the problem. And bullies don't like it. Bullies are insecure. As I said, they're social conservatives. They're trying to understand the world around them. They're trying to put the white people in this box, the black people in this box, the Asians, the gays, the straights, the rural, the urban. They have all these nice little boxes put out. And then you come along. And you don't fit nicely into any of their boxes. And it blows their little minds. So what do you do about it? Well, we've already said you try acting a part that you're not. And now you kind of fit into a box, but not really. You know, you sort of stick out. There's something wrong there because you're not truly being genuine. So what do you do? Well, here's some options. One is you just get better at acting. And in order to get really good at acting, you have to lie to yourself. You have to become the part 24/7. And maybe you'll get by for a while, but sooner or later, it's going to build up inside you that you're not being true to yourself, and you're going to hurt yourself in the long run, and you're going to hurt the people that you love, and people who love you are going to be hurt when that whole acting thing finally blows up in your face. So acting is not really a good solution. The other option is to transform yourself physically. Now, the way many people do this is sort of subconscious and emotionally, and it's to transform their body by becoming bigger, because a bigger person is hard to push around. So they overeat, they gain weight, and they may not intentionally think they're doing it for this, but they're putting on body armor. Their body becomes their armor that protects their true self inside. And again, that's not a good approach. Not in the long run. Before you go too far down that path, consider what you're doing and what the motives are, even if you're not consciously aware of them. The next one is to transform your body by taking up a sport, working out, learning martial arts, and becoming physically stronger. When you're physically stronger, it's hard for bullies to have much an effect on you. They'll respect your physical presence and leave you alone. Now, if becoming physically stronger is something that you add on to who you really are, great, no problem. But here's the problem. Just like the problem with acting, becoming physically stronger can take over. You can become the Karate Kid. Or in the new Cobra Kai show, you can become Hawk. Now, Hawk is an interesting character. He starts out as a nerd, completely transforms himself, flips the script, becomes somebody else entirely. And you might think that that's liberating, but it's not. And sooner or later, we're going to see this twist in his character again, because he has two selves. He has that old self that Dimitri is trying to get back out of him. He has his new self, and there's going to be a tension between the two. So if you're going to work out, if you're going to learn martial arts, that has to be something that you add on to who you are as a person. It can't be something where you flip from one old script to entirely new script, because that new script will not be who you are authentically. And that brings us to the third and really the only solution that's here. And that's to embrace who you really are. Now, when you're young, this will be hard for two reasons. One, you don't really know who you are. Who you are isn't something that you're born with or that's set in stone. You make it. You decide who you are. You're crafting you as a product in the world. And so when you're young, you're still in the process of doing that, trying to figure out what this you is going to be. But before you really figure it out for yourself, the people around you are seeing ahead. They see the trajectory you're heading in. And they know a little more about who you are than you might be willing to admit to yourself. Those who love you and support you will be sort of quiet to sort of sit back to wait until you embrace who you actually are. And then they'll come in and they'll support it. The bullies, on the other hand, they see this hypocrisy. They know who you've been. They see who you're trying to become, who you're really trying to become, not consciously yet. They see who you're portraying that you are right now, this acting role to fit into this social group. And that freaks them out because none of those match up. You're becoming someone different. You're not fully embracing who you are going to be, who you're evolving to be. You're pretending to be something else. And they do this social whack-a-mole thing. And that's why you're being bullied. That's the takeaway from this video. You're being bullied because you have not fully embraced who you are. Learn who you are. Develop it. Decide. Think about it. And it's not set in stone. Who we are changes throughout a lifetime. So if you decide to become something at one point in your life, it's not going to be forever. Teenagers get so obsessed with who they are and define their roles very statically. But from 14 to 16, you're not even going to recognize yourself. From 16 to 18, who you were at 14 is somebody entirely different. We change, we evolve. So it isn't a permanent decision, but it has to be an authentic one. Define yourself. Embrace it proudly. When you can embrace your true self proudly, the bullies will not see the hypocrisy anymore. They won't need to whack you down into a box because they'll know where you stand. You won't be the round peg in the square hole anymore. Now, you may not fit with what they imagine you should be or with their social norms. You're going to be unique. And in the long run, that's a good thing, because unique people are the most interesting ones in the world, and they're the ones that change the world. So in the long run, that's good. When you can embrace your true self, there's going to be a few people out there who still have problems. And those few people are the ones that need to do it themselves as well. And here's where you can help them, because you are stronger than them. How do I know? Because by the time you've had the courage to embrace who you really are, that courage has been demonstrated. You know you have the power to be yourself, and you can give them a helping hand, and they'll need it too. And when you do, that also feeds back and shows how much power there is in that pride, and then you can help somebody else. Be yourself. Be proud of who you are. This makes you strong, and then use your strength to help others. That's how we solve bullying. The magic to do that is inside you. You're stronger than you know. Once you embrace who you really are, once you are proud of who you are, once you stop hiding your true self, you won't be bullied anymore. That is the real magic. That is the magic that is inside you right now. And it's just a matter of authenticity. Embrace who you are. Until next time, I'm Clinton Combs. This is Defense Against Dark Deeds, a magician's approach to self-defense. Thank you for watching.